जय श्री माताजी। आज शाम के ध्यान सत्र में सभी भाई बहनों का पूरे हृदय से स्वागत है। We welcome all brothers and sisters in today's evening online meditation. Let us all bow to Shri Mataji and take collective बंधन। हम सभी शीश झुकाकर श्री माताजी को नमन करेंगे और कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे। दोनों हाथों को जोड़कर पूरी विनम्रता के साथ परम पूज्य श्री माताजी से आज के ध्यान की अनुमति मांगते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, हम सब आपके बच्चे आपके पावन चरणों में एकत्रित ध्यान करने की इच्छा रखते हैं। माँ, कृपावंत होकर हम सबको ध्यान करने की अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए व हम सबको परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वादित करने की कृपा कीजिए। Mother, we all your children wish to sit at your divine lotus feet and meditate. Mother, kindly bless us all with your divine love and grant us the state of meditation. Grant us the depthness in today's meditation. जय श्री माता जी। 3 महामंत्र लेंगे, उसके पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। संतुलन के लिए अपना दायां हाथ भूमि माता पे रखेंगे और बायां हाथ श्री माता जी की ओर गोद में। अपना संपूर्ण चित्त हम अपने ईड़ा नाड़ी पर देंगे। फॉर बैलेंसिंग वी विल कीप आवर right hand on Mother Earth and left hand towards Shri Mataji on our lap, and we will focus our complete attention on our left channel. पूरे हृदय से श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी परम कृपा से पूरी सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध हो जाए। माँ, कृपावंत होकर हमारी ईड़ा नाड़ी पर जो भी बाधाएं हैं, जो भी नकारात्मकता है, जड़त्व है, व तमोगुण के जो भी दोष हैं, वे सब आपकी परम कृपा से इस भूमि तत्व में विलीन हो जाए। माँ, we'll pray to Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji, by your divine grace and blessings, may the left channel of the entire collectivity be cleansed and purified. Mother, by your divine grace, let all the negativities, imbalances, lethargy be sucked into the Mother Earth. दायां हाथ गोद में, बायां हाथ आकाश की ओर करेंगे। We'll keep our right hand on lap and we will keep our left hand towards sky and full attention on our right channel. अपना संपूर्ण चित्त हम अपने दाईं ओर की नाड़ी पिंगला नाड़ी पर देंगे। पूरी श्रद्धा के साथ परम पूज्य श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे, माँ, आपकी परम कृपा से हम सब की पूरी सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध हो जाए। श्री माता जी, हमारे पिंगला नाड़ी पर जो भी दोष हैं, बाधाएं हैं, नकारात्मक ऊर्जा है, व रजोगुण के जो भी दोष हैं, वे सब आपकी परम कृपा से इस आकाश तत्व में विलीन हो जाएं। Your Holiness Shri Mataji, by your divine grace and blessings, may all the negativities, imbalances, excessive heat, and all other negativities of our right channel be sucked into the ether element. अपना बायां हाथ गोद में लेंगे। We'll keep our left hand on lap and we will now focus our complete attention on the central channel. अपना संपूर्ण चित्त अब हम अपनी मध्य नाड़ी सुषुम्ना नाड़ी पर देंगे। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माताजी, आपकी परम कृपा से हम सबको संतुलन की स्थिति प्रदान हो। श्री माताजी, काइंडली ग्रांट अस द बैलेंस स्टेट। श्री माताजी, कृपावंत होकर हमारे चित्त को वर्तमान में स्थिर कर दीजिए। श्री माताजी, by your divine grace and blessings, may our attention be always in present. अब हम अपने चित्त को अपने बाएं मूलाधार पर केंद्रित करेंगे। श्री माताजी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, निश्चय ही आप श्री गणेश हैं। माँ, कृपावंत होकर हम सबको सत्सद विवेक बुद्धि से आशीर्वादित कीजिए। By focusing our attention on left Muladhara, we will pray to Shri Mataji. Your Holiness Shri Mataji, verily you are Shri Ganesha. Mother, kindly bless us all with divine wisdom. श्री निर्मल गणेश साक्षात का मंत्र लेंगे। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात श्री निर्मल गणेश साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। अब अपने चित्त को धीरे से हम अपने दाएं मूलाधार पर केंद्रित करेंगे। नाउ स्लोली वी विल फोकस आवर अटेंशन ऑन आवर राइट मूलाधारा। प्रार्थना करेंगे, परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आप ही निश्चय सभी राक्षसों का नाश करने वाली हैं और हमारे अंदर जो भी नकारात्मक शक्तियां हैं, जो भी विचार हैं, उनका भी नाश आप ही करती हैं। श्री माताजी, कृपावंत होकर हमारे अंदर की सभी राक्षसी प्रवृत्तियों विचारों का नाश कीजिए। वह हमें एक शुद्ध आत्मा, पवित्र आत्मा बना दीजिए। We'll pray to Shri Mataji by focusing our complete attention on our right Muladhara. Your Holiness Shri Mataji, verily you are the one who kills all devils and demons. And verily you are the one who kills or removes all the devilish thoughts and actions within us. Shri Mataji, kindly remove all types of devilish thoughts within us and make us a pure and loving spirit. श्री कार्तिकेय साक्षात का मंत्र लेंगे। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कार्तिकेय साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। अब अपने चित्त को हम अपने मध्य मूलाधार पर केंद्रित करेंगे। लेट अस ऑल फोकस आवर अटेंशन ऑन आवर सेंट्रल मूलाधारा। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर हम सबको मांगल्य, पवित्रता व अबोधिता से आशीर्वादित कीजिए। वह हमें आपके प्रति संपूर्ण समर्पण प्रदान करने की कृपा कीजिए। Shri Mataji, kindly bless us all with the chastity, purity and innocence. Mother, may we all become dedicated and devoted to you like Shri Ganesha. अपने चित्त को अपने मूलाधार चक्र पर केंद्रित रखते हुए श्री गणेश अथर्व शीर्ष का पठन करेंगे।
ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं भर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् आत्मासि नित्यम् ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचा नमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निः त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरो गणानिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णानिं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारः अन्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुः उत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशम् अंकुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्ते बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha.
अपने मूलाधार पर स्थित श्री गणेश को मन ही मन शीश झुकाकर नमन करेंगे और अपने चित्त को धीरे से सुषुम्ना से उठाते हुए सहस्त्रार पर केंद्रित करेंगे। Slowly we will raise our attention to our Sahasrara. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी परम कृपा से हम सबको ध्यान में निर्विचारिता की स्थिति प्रदान हो। श्री माता जी, हम सबको निरानंद की स्थिति प्रदान कीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर हम सबको उस परमेश्वरी शक्ति से एक रूप कर दीजिए। Shri Mataji, by your divine grace and blessings, may we all attain the thoughtless awareness state. Shri Mataji, kindly make us one with the all-pervading power so that we can always feel the bliss of the Param Chaitanya on our Sahasrara. इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अब हम श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी ग्रहण करेंगे। आज की अमृतवाणी श्री गणेश पूजा से है। तारीख है 8 अगस्त 1989। इन दिस स्टेट ऑफ मेडिटेशन, लेट अस नाउ लिसन टू श्री माता जी's divine speech. Today's divine speech is from Shri Ganesh Puja, 8th August 1989.
To see the children, to play with them, to enjoy their company. Why? Because it has that sweetness of a child. It's really, I should say, tickles joy within you when you see a child. Immediately the face becomes different. I have told you that I have seen even a crocodile cracking her eggs. They showed it in a film. And you should have seen the eyes of the crocodile at that time. How carefully she was cracking. So beautiful her eyes were, full of such love pouring out of her eyes. I can't believe these are the eyes of the same crocodile. And so slowly she's cracking with her mouth all the eggs and the little crocodiles coming out. And then she brings them on the shore and washes them in the mouth all the time. So carefully, like a bathroom, she uses her mouth, you see. You should see how animals also act to their children. But when you become sort of modern, so-called, your actions are very funny There are people who are killing children, there are people who are abusing children. I mean, it is worse than Rakshasas. Even Rakshasas have not done, Pishachas have not done. The Ganas are surprised what sort of these new creatures have come up from where? That they have no love for their children, that they can kill their children, murder them, break their hands. These are their own children. If they do this to their own children, what will they do to other children? So love for your child has to be absolutely important, but you should not, as Sahajayogis, have only attachment for your child. First thing. And the second thing is, you must know how to give a complete margin to your love. The margin is benevolence. Is it benevolent for my child? Am I spoiling my child? Am I too much encouraging my child? Am I playing into the hands of my child? Or I am managing the child all right? Because in childhood, the father and mother have to manage the children. They have to tell children, and children have to be obedient, and they have to listen to parents. But these days, children are not obedient. They are not, because they find that the parents among themselves are not obedient to each other. Also, they find the society such that where children go on pestering the parents, so they also become like that. But doesn't matter. You are Sahajayogis, so you should bring up your children who should be obedient, who should be wise, who should be sensible, with the same love that the crocodile has for her little crocodiles. Now, when we come to the subtler side of Ganesha Tattva, that is, it expresses in our eyes. When I see some things, I see it as a joy-giving thing, just joy-giving. And if I want to buy something, then I think, all right, I can buy it for a certain person, he will like it. Because I'll know what they like. So I'll buy that thing for that person. Or else, if I'm buying something for my family, I think the same. Like I've built a house now, where I'm going to put all the things, the presents you have given, it like a museum. And I'm going to ask all the villagers to come and see it. Because they have never seen such things. They can't travel to Switzerland, leave alone England. So we have to, I'm thinking of making that house in such a manner that these villagers who have never seen beautiful things should come and see. In India, it's not a case very much with the simple people to have jealousies. Only the new materialistic people have developed this habit of jealousy. But otherwise, they will always say, what a nice thing, how beautiful it is, how they are. Like you were singing songs about Sahajayoga in Pune. Actually, you have really picked up very well, I must say. But there were masters of this music sitting there watching you singing. They were the masters of drama and play very well-known artists in India. And then they said that where you went to see their play also in Pune, if you remember. So they offered me, Mother, that we want to celebrate your birthday. I said, it's very difficult because you'll be so far away. No, we'll come. The whole night they traveled. And the whole day practically. They came about 5 o'clock, imagine. They finished their drama about, say, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, and then they traveled all the day. Arrived at about 5 o'clock from somewhere called Belgaum. And 6:30 was the program, so they were all dressed up, came. And what a comparing they did. They said we were ashamed. We used to think that we Maharashtrians are very good at music, very good at talas and this, but we were ashamed the way these foreigners sang our music so well. We cannot sing like them. Their music, we cannot sing, while they sang our music. And we were all very much ashamed and embarrassed. How could they sing so well? And the appreciation was so great that I was myself embarrassed, the way they were saying how it has happened to these people. What is their guru have done? What have they done to these people that they can sing so well? So the appreciation and the whole thing enamored. We have a tape of that, I think. Audio tape, I don't know if you have videotape or not. But if you have, please get it. It's very interesting the way they appreciated my children, the way they were singing. And to them, I felt in their saying and all that, because they are such masters and so developed in the way they were appreciating, as if they were appreciating children singing something great. See, in that the report was that of a very sweet report of Vatsalya, is the feeling of motherliness. That look at these children are singing so well. It's happened with many people I've seen when some artist came, as you know, that when they saw you people appreciating and singing, they had the same feeling. How could these children, how could these people sing so well? How did they know so well? I mean, all that beautiful feeling and all that appreciation created such a nice atmosphere. As we had some very great artists, and how they appreciated you. Instead of saying, oh, what are these, are no good for music and nothing. They've so much appreciated that these people who have never known Indian music are singing so well. So in that appreciation also, that fatherliness, that motherliness was there, that Vatsalya was there, and the situation was so beautiful. Even, say, when a person like Ravi Shankar has to play with Yehudi Menuhin. Yehudi Menuhin is a child before him. But I've seen how he looks after him and how he protects him, as we say in Hindi language, Sambhala. All the time is looking after him and managing it. And also we have seen in the music part, when supposing a tablewala is sitting and a very senior musician is sitting, master is sitting, he said, please look after me, Sambhala. Look after me, always with very great feeling of a child, that you look after me. All these things are very important in life to create good relationships between ourselves also. Those who are younger to us, those who are not so well off, or those who are not so much talented, or those who are not so much equipped in knowledge of Sahajayoga, or who are not so much senior in Sahajayoga. We have to look after the others like in a very fatherly manner, or we can say as a motherly manner, that they are not equipped. So all right, we have a Ganesha Tattva, so excite their Ganesha Tattva. They should feel dependent on us for achieving the mastery or achieving the higher state. As the Guru principle is absolutely bound by Ganesha principle. If a Guru does not have a Ganesha principle, he becomes a horrid fellow, and nobody wants to stick on to him, and they all run away from him. Though he might punish, he might also get angry with the disciples. But basically, what he thinks, he is my progeny. I am developing him, I am building him. But in the modern thinking is that let them be individuals, let them be independent. So the father and mother do not look after their children in that manner, that they should. That see, this is my son, I have got a talent, I must teach him, he must come up. He is the one who is a continuation of my own self. So this idea of having every individual, you are individual, at 18 years you get out of the house, you do what you like, stand on your legs. No. Life is a continuous basis. It is not just you stand on your legs, but it is a question of one has to be all the time connected with the whole. Unless and until you are connected completely, we cannot understand collectivity of innocence. The collectivity of innocence, I see sometimes, I'm very happy that a child of somebody is in the lap of somebody, sitting very sweetly, coming as if he's your own father, coming and sitting just on your lap, without knowing that he's not my father. But still, that consciousness is not there. So this breaks the feeling of my and possession, that this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And what makes you the feeling that we are now a means, we can say, an instrument, a media, by which we express the Ganesha Tattva all over. That is vibrations. So the vibrations itself about which we are asking, these vibrations themselves are nothing but the principle of Shri Ganesha, is Omkara. And when it is, then what is it? That feeling, as I told you, of vatsalya, the feeling of love between a child and a mother. That feeling, it is the one that is vibrations between the child and the mother. The distance between the two is vibrations. And that's what one has to feel. That he is a child still, and there's the mother, and mother is bringing the child, giving all the powers to the child, bringing up, loving the child, understanding the limitations of the child, looking after, all that, all the sweetness, all the wisdom of the child to be appreciated. That is vibrations. And if you see the subtle side of this, it's not my child. It's not only a limited thing, because it is eternal. It's everywhere. So you cannot have it. In everything you do, I have seen people, the way they handle things in the West. We Indians have to learn also from them. What's happening? So we have to accept for them what is the way to handle also beautiful things, how to look after beautiful things, how to manage beautiful relationships. See, you shouldn't be harsh, you shouldn't be unkind, you shouldn't say things which are insulting to others, so that the relationships are broken. So all the relationships that are between human beings and God are through the Ganesha principle. So when it becomes the relationship between you and God, then there are vibrations. And then that same relationship should extend to everything that you do. You should see what things are good, whatever has got vibrations. But today I want to tell you something very important about this all-pervading power we have heard about. These are nothing but vibrations. Parama Chaitanya is nothing but vibrations, where all identities are lost. Where the mother is lost, father is lost, we can say, nothing remains, then it is just this vibrations, this subtle vatsalya exists. That's all. And this is the only thing, out of which everything comes and remains in itself. Like we can say that the sun's rays come out and then they try to create chlorophyll. So it's not, that we cannot compare sun with that. Or we can say from the ocean, the clouds come out and they try to nourish the Mother Earth. That's also cannot be compared. Everything is inside. This Parama Chaitanya has got everything inside this. So we can say that everything is nothing but knowledge, is nothing but truth, is nothing but light. But when the folds of these come out, then we get into the folds of that Chaitanya, and then we become ignorant. But there is nothing like ignorance. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Like there is darkness because there is no light. Once light comes, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So ignorance doesn't exist. But what happens, that the folds of this ocean, into that people go and it is lost. Thus we understand one thing very clearly, that we are in Param Chaitanya, we are made by Param Chaitanya, all the time we are surrounded by it. Only thing is, we are sometimes lost in the folds. And why? Why we are lost in the folds is because of our own unawareness. This awareness has to come, that we are part and parcel of that Parama Chaitanya. The whole thing is called as Chidvilasa, is the Vilas. is the playful enjoyment of God's attention. Now you will say, how can that be? For example, we see the sun. And just to give a simile closer to it, we see the sun and then we see the water. We see the water in the lake, right? There is water because of the sun, we can see the water there. Then supposing we see the mirage. We see the mirage and then we think this is water. We run after the water. But the whole thing is the play of the sun. Whether it's a mirage, whether it's a water, whether it's the sun. In the same way, this Parama Chaitanya acts, and what we get lost is in our awareness that we are Parama Chaitanya. That's why the play starts. The play starts like day before yesterday's puja. What did we do? We were sitting there, it started raining. So, to prove that I can control rain. So it rained, some people were covering up something, this thing. I gave a bandha. After some time, the rain moved out from the puja to the backside. It was not raining where you were sitting. And after that, it became a sun, and it was so clouded. Sun came, it became sunny. So that's how you have to become aware of the powers of Chaitanya. Now when you give bandhan, what you do is to put the Chaitanya into action. Oh no, act here, act there, act here. Though you are supposing in the ocean, but the ocean acts on you all the time. You cannot act on the ocean, you cannot ask water to do this and do that. But as realized soul, you are empowered. Now you can ask water, all right, you dissolve this, you do that. But for that it is important to be the masters. And to become the masters, you see, like a matter becomes a human being. And from human being, you have to become the masters of the matter. And you handle the matter. So we come back to the same. Like agriculture, we can handle just vibrating it. We can handle water, we can handle sun, we can handle moon, because there's a rapport. Now we are aware a rapport has been established. So all this play is extremely beautiful to me. I see it. But now you all have to know that you all have become realized souls. And you have those powers. So all other nonsensical things that you learn, all nonsensical things you indulge into, you better give up. There's no sense in it. Whatever is sensible you should do, because there's Shri Ganesha within you who is absolutely sensible. He's nothing but sense. He's the giver of sense. So he's the killer of the demons, as they say. He's the one who removes all the ordeals. By how? By improving our awareness. So ordeals do not remain, because you give a bandhan, it works out. Now I asked somebody, Phil, I asked him to write down about the miracles, and he says now it has become like a voluminous book. It will be, because before realization, whatever looked like miracle is no more a miracle. Miracle has lost its meaning, because now you are empowered and you can do it. It works in everything, in your talent, in your understanding, in your education, in every way. Like there are some boys who said, Mother, see, we couldn't solve one problem, so we gave a bandhan. Immediately the whole thing came unto us and we wrote it down and they stood first. It has happened with many. So in every action, in everything, whatever you do, you should know it is the Parama Chaitanya that acts. Only thing you have to be aware of yourself, and aware of it, it acts. And you just jump into that awareness and it works. And that you have seen. But still, so many people do not know. So many people still, though they know through their brains, do not know in their hearts. And so many people, even if they know in their hearts, they do not act in their attention. So only these three things you have to improve. One is your head, another is your heart, and third is your liver. If you can improve these three organs, this Parama Chaitanya will act. But then all this attention about money, so many people, money, this, that, there's nothing to it. Parama Chaitanya will create everything for you, whatever you want. It may not create money because it doesn't have a mint, but it will create possibilities. Possibilities. And this is something to be understood very well. And it's so blissful to know that now you are aware of the Parama Chaitanya and you can master it. Master it in the sense not that you dominate it, but you ask him like a jinn, you can say, all right, do this, do that. With respect. With respect, it works. But the way sometimes we do not pay respect to Parama Chaitanya is also something surprising. The way we act all the time, the way we are behaving. Like in my presence, people will sit down and close their eyes. Or they will start worshipping the photograph instead of me. Sometimes the way they handle their kundalini, sometimes the way they behave towards themselves and others, all these things are to be understood. Now that we have entered into the kingdom of God means Parama Chaitanya. And that we are very important citizens of that. If one can understand this, then I think Sahajayoga can be very successful. Everything will work out. Miraculously, everything will work out. And all those who are not aware about the possibilities to what they can reach, they are thrown out, in the sense in the fold, in the ignorance, so-called, into the darkness. Again, they can come back to light when they have sense. So be forgiving about them. It can happen to you also if you understand that way. I hope today's lecture you have been able to assimilate within yourself. That's very important, to assimilate, to know that you are in the Parama Chaitanya. And that's how you'll become very sweet, you'll become very considerate and very loving, affectionate and wise. That's very important. May God bless you.
जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदिशक्ति का संपूर्ण मंत्र लेते हैं। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारक कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ, बैठ के दिल में ओ माँ। लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। इस धरती पर आकर, इस धरती पर आकर दुख से दूर करना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधु संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधु संगीत सुन लो। हो सके जो सेवा, हो सके जो सेवा हमसे करा लेना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी, श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। निर्मला नमो नमः श्री निर्मला नमो नमः श्री निर्मला नमो नमः बोलो श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
जय श्री माता जी। श्री माता जी, आज आपने हम सबको आपके पावन चरणों में ध्यान करने की अनुमति प्रदान की। हमें ध्यान में परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वादित किया। इसके लिए हम सब सहयोगी, आपके बच्चे, आपके ऋणी हैं, कृतज्ञ हैं। माँ, हम सभी का आपके पावन चरणों में कोटि कोटि नमन। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी परम कृपा से हम सबका मूलाधार चक्र जागृत हो। हमारे अंदर श्री गणेश जी जैसी पवित्रता, मांगल्यता, अबोधिता, वह पवित्रता प्रस्थापित हो। हम एक शुद्ध व प्रेममय आत्मा बन सकें। इस प्रेम की शक्ति से हम पूरे विश्व में सहयोग को फैला सकें, इसका प्रचार प्रसार कर सकें। ऐसा हमें आशीर्वाद दीजिए। माँ, कृपा कर हमारी प्रार्थनाओं को स्वीकार कीजिए। वह हम सबको अपने परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वादित करने की कृपा कीजिए। आपके पावन चरणों में पुनः कोटि कोटि अनंत कोटि नमन। जय श्री माता जी। कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे। वी विल टेक कलेक्टिव बंधन। जय श्री माता जी। प्रतिष्ठान पुणे से आज की सूचनाएं कुछ इस प्रकार से हैं। नए साधकों के लिए साप्ताहिक ऑनलाइन ध्यान केंद्र लर्निंग सहजयोगा यूट्यूब चैनल द्वारा प्रति शनिवार को शाम 6:30 से 7:30 बजे लाइव प्रसारित हो रहा है। नई बैच 2 जुलाई से आरंभ हुई है और इसका अगला सत्र 27 अगस्त को होगा। कृपया जागृति देने के बाद नए साधकों को ये जानकारी प्रदान करें, इससे इन्हें सहयोग सीखने में आवश्यक मदद मिलेगी। श्री गणेश पूजा 26 से 28 अगस्त 2022 हिसार हरियाणा से आयोजित किया गया है। 26 अगस्त को हवन शाम 5 बजे और 28 अगस्त को पूजा सुबह 10:30 बजे आयोजित की गई है। रीजनल श्री गणेश पूजा महोत्सव 2 से 4 सितंबर 2022 बेंगलुरु कर्नाटक से आयोजित किया गया है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय श्री महालक्ष्मी पूजा और सहज विवाह का आयोजन भारतीय सामूहिकता की ओर से इस वर्ष नागपुर एकेडमी में होगा। 3 दिवसीय दिवाली पूजा महोत्सव 28, 29 और 30 अक्टूबर को मनाया जाएगा। 28 अक्टूबर को शाम को 5 बजे हवन होगा। 29 अक्टूबर को शाम 5 बजे विवाह और 30 अक्टूबर को सुबह 10:30 बजे श्री महालक्ष्मी पूजन होगा। अब रेल के रिजर्वेशन आरंभ हो चुके हैं। आप एडवांस बुकिंग कर सकते हैं। पूजा स्थल नागपुर छिंदवाड़ा हाईवे पर नागपुर रेल स्थानक से 30 मिनट और एयरपोर्ट से 40 मिनट की दूरी पर है। आप इस महोत्सव में सादर आमंत्रित हैं। 6000 सहयोगियों ने 10 अगस्त तक फ्री रजिस्ट्रेशन किया है। केवल 9000 सहयोगियों की निवास स्थान की व्यवस्था पूजा स्थल पर की जाएगी, इसलिए 4 सितंबर से पहले आपका प्री रजिस्ट्रेशन होना आवश्यक है। दिवाली पूजा ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन आरंभ हो चुका है। आप ऑनलाइन पेमेंट द्वारा रजिस्ट्रेशन कर सकते हैं। दिवाली पूजा हेल्पलाइन नंबर 9355950960 पर पूजा से जुड़ी सभी जानकारी प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। आपको इसकी सारी जानकारी www.diwalipuja.sahajayogaindia.org.in इस वेबसाइट पर भी प्राप्त होगी। कल के कार्यक्रम कुछ इस प्रकार से रहेंगे। अर्ली मॉर्निंग मेडिटेशन सुबह 4 बजे प्रसारित होगा, हमेशा की तरह। सुबह का ध्यान सुबह 5:30 बजे लाइव प्रसारित होगा और शाम का ध्यान शाम 7 बजे। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं संपन्न होता है। धन्यवाद। जय श्री माता जी।
कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, 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 कैसे 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 गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। सहजयोगदायिनी श्री निर्मल मागे, सहजयोगदायिनी श्री निर्मल मागे। माँ अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। माँ है लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली, सरस्वती काली, दुर्गा भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनी। माँ है लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली, दुर्गा भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनी। भवसागर को पार करानी, भवसागर को पार लगानी। माँ अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। शक्ति रूपिणी जय जगवंदिनी, शक्ति रूपिणी जय जगवंदिनी। त्रिभुवनेश्वरी जगत जननी, त्रिभुवनेश्वरी जगत जननी। सत्ययुग का प्रारंभ करनी, सत्ययुग का प्रारंभ करनी। मह अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के कैसे निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर, निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। दूर होगा मन का अंधियारा, दूर होगा मन का अंधियारा। निरानंद 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 मिलेगा, निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ। मन है सिंहासन माँ को बिठाओ, मन है सिंहासन माँ को बिठाओ। चमत्कार कितने होते देखो, मन है सिंहासन माँ को बिठाओ। चमत्कार कितने होते हैं देखो। निर्विचार में तेरे मैं मिट जाता, निर्विचार में तेरे मैं मिट जाता। चैतन्य प्रवाह तुम पर बहेगा, निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ। ज्ञान मिलेगा स्वयं को परखने, ज्ञान मिलेगा स्वयं को परखने। कुछ कमी है तो ठीक करने, ज्ञान मिलेगा स्वयं को परखने। कुछ कमी है तो ठीक करने। शुद्ध इच्छा करो साक्षी रूप धरो, शुद्ध इच्छा करो साक्षी रूप धरो। क्षमा करो आत्म साक्षात्कार मिलेगा, निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ इस युग में। दूर होगा मन का अंधियारा, दूर होगा मन का अंधियारा। निरानंद 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 मिलेगा, निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल पर मन को लगाओ। निर्मल माँ के